Welcome back to my channel. Today we're playing some more One Piece Pirate Warriors 4. I think we're going to play some Shanks today, and kind of wanted to talk a bit about the manga, because now that we're in Elbaf, it's been kind of just really exciting, like every chapter that we've gotten, and I feel like there's a lot of mysteries right now, and just wanted to hop in and play a bit of Pirate Warriors as well, because it's been a little bit since I uploaded some One Piece stuff on my channel. But let's get right into it. I also, not quite yet, but in a little bit, I want to make a video on the remake. I did one when it got announced, but I kind of want to do one going over kind of like some of the cuts and some of the issues or my thoughts on how it's going so far. But other than that, let's hop into Treasure Log, New World, and who do we want to fight? Navy and Warlords, Marines, Pirates. Oh, did not mean to do that. Set me all the way back up there. There we go. This is the one I wanted to do, the Pirate versus Marine ones. And go over to Shanks. Yeah, he doesn't have an outfit. I've only played him a couple times since he got added as a DLC, honestly. Since the DLC have been coming out again, I probably haven't played as much as I should be. I think that's all the ones I want on there. Yeah, I think those are the ones I like. My skill set should be all set up good. But yeah, now that we're in Elbaf, it's very crazy, and there's really a lot of expectations for this arc. But so far, I've really enjoyed it. It started off like we were separated, and we kind of had like a bit of an old school adventure for One Piece, and with our like old crew and stuff. And then in the last chapter, we also had like Robin getting her old haircut back, which I like sent to my like friends group chat, and I was like, "This is so peak," because I really liked her. If she ends up getting a cowboy hat again, I would be so happy. I think was it Frankie that was? I think someone was wearing a cowboy hat next to her. I was like, I hope she puts that on eventually. But yeah, and then we have like all of the stuff with Luffy and Loki, which also Loki's reveal was just honestly so cool. And then like at the end of the latest chapter, we also had a thing about like an explorer, and it's kind of seemed familiar to me. And then I realized that it was from Little Garden. So the adventurer who like found and named Little Garden also went all the way to Elbaf, which was kind of crazy. But I'm pretty sure that that book is the like Bragman book, which like Ace and his first mate Mass Deuce. I think those are the guys and stories that Ace and him were like bonding over. And I also think that that guy is currently in where is he? He's with Big Morgan's covering like news stuff, because I'm pretty sure he like kept some stuff secret about it or something like that. It's been a while since I read that novel or manga adaptation of it. But there is some theories that he could be the guy that's marked by flames. But there was also a silhouette in the newest chapter, which was very interesting. Ooh, and then also tying back to Little Garden, which we've been doing a lot of recently, pretty much ever since the Giants showed back up with Shanks, and we got to see them do their tag team attack again. Ooh, but there was a very interesting mention thing about the rainbow when we were playing, or reading the newest chapter, that apparently it was drawn with, I think it was a sunstone painter or something like that. And I saw someone, I forget what creator it was, or if it was maybe on Discord or something, but back in Little Garden, Miss Golden Week had like hypnosis painting abilities, and like it's confirmed that was never a devil fruit, but there is other people with hypnosis, so it could end up just being something like that. But it would be really cool if it tied back to Elbaf in some way, and the quote-unquote sun painters. But I'm just so interested to see how Elbaf's gonna go forward. I also can't wait to see it in the anime because the scale is utterly ridiculous, but that can be a negative for anime adaptations occasionally. It could end up being a lot of CGI and stuff like that, but I'm really excited to see it once we actually get all the way back there. Oh god, but we do have quite a break on the anime still, and then we have quite a lot of eggheads still left. Not quite a bit, but I think we're over halfway at this point, or at least close to halfway or something like that. It wasn't a very long arc in the manga. But also, on the end of the latest chapter, there was a thing by Oda that said, "Get ready for a giant adventure," which could just be a reference to giants, or he's letting us know that we're going to be here for a lot of years in Elbaf, which I could see it. But so far, there's quite a few like mysteries I'm really interested. I'm really interested to see like Loki and how like the stuff with Lola ties back in. He currently has like a promise with Luffy, and Luffy had like a very interesting face when he was talking about it with them. And then there's just so much cool stuff. And then like in the most recent chapter as well, we got Luffy and Usopp reminiscing about like going to Elbaf on Little Garden, and like the scene or like the panel of Usopp crying was actually really great. And I feel like the fact that Oda like put that in, I feel like this does still have potential to be Usopp's arc, which it realistically should, because it's been set up for him since Elbaf was introduced, pretty much. Yeah, I'm pretty sure when the first giants we meet are the ones on Little Garden. I don't think they were mentioned before that. I think. One Piece is long. It's easy to get information mixed up, but it's so cool seeing a lot of other things like tie in, like the new giant pirates from Dressrosa with Harger. Jesus Christ, I cannot speak. Geez, now I hate when I do that. I mispronounced his name and like while I was trying to say it, and now I can't think of how it's properly said. I do that all the time. That's one of the downsides of when I'm recording, like not after I'm like editing, because occasionally I'll record footage and then I'll while I'm editing I record the voiceover, which is a lot easier because I am not great at sorting out my thoughts just off the fly. But it is nice in some ways, and now that I can have a way to record like face cam, it makes a bit more sense to do it live. Although this game also, or this microphone will also probably pick up my button smashing, or mashing I mean, because it's not a great headset. Although only like a month more and then I'll hopefully have a much better headset. Also, something I was not expecting when we were on Elbaf, there was that kid that Shanks was talking to about the time when he fought Kid, and there was like it was basically like a knockoff Luffy and a knockoff Nakame, and he is going to see his dad at the moment, and there was a panel of Shanks telling that kid, I forget what I think his name was Colin or something along those lines, but yeah, there was a panel of Shanks telling him to remember that kid, and then he came into the tavern telling everyone that the pirates that the giants brought was a new emperor of the sea, that is also just so exciting that like we finally just have that as a title. And like we had that a little bit like at the start of Egghead, and there was like a couple things with like reference to Luffy being emperor of the sea like fully now, but it's really cool just seeing like the actual like clout of the Straw Hat Pirates, and it's so exciting at recent to One Piece, because like I know some people have had problems with Wano and Egghead, which to me is a bit ridiculous because these have been some of the best arcs I've read in One Piece, especially post time skip. Like Whole Cake Island 2 actually Zoe until Whole Cake Island, and then Wano and Egghead have all been like the best post time skip arcs for me. So it's basically been going in an upward trajectory. Although the end of Whole Cake Island was much better than the end of Wano, at least in the manga. But it's so cool how we had Egghead, which I absolutely loved. And then we're going into Elbaf, which so far, Oda is cooking with what he's writing, and like all the concepts have been really cool. I like just seeing so many things tie together from the past, because I feel like this is one of the arcs that I feel like Oda has probably put the most thought into, because I feel like it's been obvious we've been going to here since Little Garden, and like that set up character arcs for some people like Usopp, which I think is part of the reason that Usopp's character has kind of taken a dive post time skip, at least for the most part. He does still have good moments like Dressrosa when he took out Sugar and stuff like that, and like the God Usopp moments and stuff like that. But overall, he felt like he hasn't been progressing very much, so it'll be nice to see how Oda deals with that in Elbaf, and like the kind of people that Usopp is hanging around or influences, or like how things change or whatnot. There's a lot of things that can happen going forward in this arc, so it's really exciting. And I feel like we really don't know a lot of what's next in the series. Like, we know we have to get the final road stone or road poneglyph, which is probably an Elbaf. I think that's assumed by a lot of people, but it could not be. And then like we're obviously going to get like some sort of God Valley flashback, and then there's assumingly going to be some sort of like big war with revolutionaries and everything, and then there's the final island. But like we also have to have like a conflict with Blackbeard, which might end up being at like the location of wherever the One Piece is, like the final island. I could see that, or getting close to the final island. I still really think it would be cool if we also got like a battle with like either Shanks or Blackbeard as like a Davy fight, Davy Black fight, and like do it on the water, like on the ships and stuff. Because I feel like that's one thing in One Piece we haven't got enough, is like battles actually on the pirate ships. I guess we had that in Dressrosa, but that fight was not a lot of people's favorites with the painting chick, who her painting powers were actually from a devil fruit, so definitely not related to the Sunstone or anything. But yeah, it's crazy the things that are upcoming in One Piece, but also it feels like there's so much to still be revealed, because like we have got a lot of things that have tied past information together, especially in Egghead. Like there was a lot of new information, but a lot of the information was things that were like basically put together somewhat by the fans and kind of more confirmed. Ooh. But now we're like, it really feels like we're in the final saga. Like even getting to Wano, because like Wano was an arc that was talked about all the way back in Thriller Bark, and was basically set up since post time skip until the end of Wano was basically one giant saga. Besides, I guess you could kind of take out Fishman Island, but not really, because it ties together like Jinbei's arc in the post time skip and everything. It feels very more like one giant story and adventure post time skip, whereas a lot of pre time skip almost felt like the individual arcs tied together, but not nearly as much. They felt a little bit more self-included, but I think that's just because like Oda's starting to tie together the whole world now and everything, and it's I imagine very hard to do without letting down a large majority of your fan base, especially entering like the final saga. I imagine it's probably got to be pretty nerve-wracking writing like all the time now. But I've been really happy with Oda's progress in the last while, with what he's been doing and revealing, and like a lot of the character moments and interactions and stuff have all been like really enjoyable. So I really don't have a lot of complaints with One Piece at the moment. Ooh. And I'm really glad like the anime is taking a break to like be able to keep up that consistency or even get a little bit better. Plus, it's been nice because I'm like backlogged on a lot of anime at the moment, especially like the airing anime. Like I've wanted to make a couple videos on it, but I just like haven't got caught up in everything, which kind of sucks. So it's nice being able to have a little bit of a break from One Piece and like, cause like keeping up with the manga. Ooh, keeping up with the manga is a lot easier than anime episodes. I might die here as well, which would really suck. Dodge, dodge, dodge. There we go, and I can heal up. That was a bit scary. I kind of want to kill Smoker first, though. Although one thing I would really appreciate is Smoker coming back into the story a bit. But I guess that will probably end up being whenever like the Marines and Revolutionaries and everything kind of start clashing near the end of the series. I imagine this is when we'll get more of Marines, because like Oda has been doing a lot more for Marines lately, especially like during the stuff with Garp and Kobe. Like we finally got to see some like badass, cool, and interesting Marines from like that weren't just higher ups, that were lower down like Kobe, which was really cool because that's like the next generation once shit gets basically reset and all figured out. Oh, my clear time was really slow. That sucks. Nothing too crazy though. But yeah, it's and then like yeah, it's gonna be definitely crazy. And I also like it's just so hard to see what's coming next in One Piece, which is really good because like even when we have like a general idea, it feels like there can be a lot of twists and turns, and like a lot of arcs usually tend to not go exactly how people find or think them to, even when they're like focusing on like a single aspect or anything. But I think Elbaf's going to be a pretty big one with a lot of connections to the outside world and like the bigger plot and everything. And like it seems like there's quite a lot of mysteries and things to find out about Elbaf with like the 3 different layers. Like, because I don't think we've heard who resides in like I think it's the god or heaven is what the top layer was called. So it'll be interesting to see that and like see some of the like the lore of the giants, because like we know previously there was like the ancient giants like Or's giants and like Or's Junior and stuff. So it'll be cool to see if we get anything about them or how they work or anything. And I have noticed recently, I don't know, it could just be a design choice, but like during Wano and Onigashima, there was a giant sword that like was stuck out of or near on the island near the skull, which I always found really cool. But now that we're in Elbaf, I noticed that there's another one of those giant swords that are stuck into the ground. So I'm wondering if those are maybe from the ancient giants or something like that. But it could just be a design choice and probably never get any lore about it or anything. But it is something I have noticed in the background of like more recent arcs. And like there was like I forget what his name was, but the giant robot, like the Iron Giant from Egghead, was also like really giant. And now that we're like going to a larger scale of One Piece, it's going to be really cool to see how things are. And I'm really excited to see all this in the anime once you can probably more appreciate the scale of everything, because as cool it is, and especially like that one big panel of like showing off Elbaf looked really good. I feel like Oda is very loose with his scale and doesn't quite do it justice occasionally. So it'll be cool seeing all of that in the anime like that. But I think that'll be it for this video. Mostly just wanted to hop on, play a mission, and talk a bit about One Piece, because I've just been in my head thinking about it lately since it's been so damn good. But yeah, thanks for watching, and peace!